We are often talking about driver safety, obviously the person in control of the car, but what about the rest of the folks in a vehicle? How important is that they are also paying attention to safety out on the road? We're going to talk about that tonight. I'm joined live virtually by Michelle Anderson. She's the Director of Operations at the National Road Safety Foundation. That's a nonprofit that focuses on highway safety. Michelle, thanks so much for being with us tonight. Passenger safety, if that's a term folks aren't as familiar with, tell us a little bit about what we're talking about here.
Yes, thank you, Julia. So, National Passenger Safety Week, which begins on January the 19th until the 26th, it is an initiative that we are launching to speak to people that are passengers in the vehicle. It is important as a passenger that you share some of the responsibility to getting to your destination safely. And so we save lives, and the National Road Safety Foundation teamed up with many other safety partners so that we can do an aggressive social media push and media push to raise awareness about how you can empower yourself as a passenger in a vehicle so that you can get to your destination safely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you guys kind of hone in on a couple of key safety factors that can really ensure that safety for everyone in the vehicle. Talk to me a little bit about those that are kind of top concern for this week.
Well, some of those things would be that when you're in the vehicle as a passenger, you have to understand that you are that second set of eyes. And you also need to understand that you have a voice. Don't get caught by the cliche that says, don't be a backseat driver. Yes, you need to be a backseat driver because you want to ensure your safety as well as the safety for the driver. And so what we're asking is that as a passenger, if you see the driver displaying any kind of reckless behavior, whether they're answering a text message or speeding, for you to say something. And you don't have to, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? So you don't want to disturb them while they're driving, but at the same time, you do want to speak to them very kindly and very concerning that you don't want them to get into a wreck and you want to arrive to your destination safely. You care about their life as well as your own.
Yeah, absolutely. Some great points there. And I know we talked prior here in Michigan specifically. We are dealing with just day after day of difficult driving conditions. I know that passenger and driver safety is, of course, top of mind when we're talking about that topic. Any additional advice you can put out there just for drivers here in our area about driving when the road conditions are more difficult than normal?
Yeah, so I heard you in the studio talking about cold snow, cold snow. So this is a time when you really need to check your vehicle. Make sure that your tires and your tire pressure is correct. Your windshield wipers and fluids are all in place. And you want to make sure that you do allow extra time. This is vital. It's important. When you're on those roads and you have the snow, it may be black ice. You don't want to accelerate quickly. You want to accelerate very slowly and very smoothly. You don't want to brake too early, but you want to brake very gently. It's important that you stay calm while you're in the vehicle because you have control of that 2-ton weapon, right? So you want to remain calm. And also, let's be very respectful of those that are on the roads that are plowing. You don't want to pass by a plow on the right side, and you want to stay clear of snow clouds. So that means you need to stay back. And these are some of the tips that can really help you. And if you happen to find yourself get stuck, don't spin out your wheels because you can dig yourself into a deeper ditch. What you want to do is to just make sure that you have something packed in your vehicle. Make sure you're packing a cold weather kit with blankets and water and sand, and those things are there in your vehicle to ensure that you can get out of a dangerous situation.
Michelle, thank you so much for walking us through not only the passenger safety tips, but also those things that we think we've heard so many times, but they're so important because we are still unfortunately seeing just so many crashes and spin-offs and what have you in this area. So thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate your expertise.
Thank you.